What's up, guys? Okay, so I'm gonna come at you today with another deck profile. This is my Harpie Lady deck for 2013. Hopefully you like it. This is only the main deck and the extra deck. The only reason I didn't build a side is because I didn't have any. Well, I didn't have a lot of the cards for the side decks. So I have a list right here. So I'll give you the side deck list. But hopefully you like this deck. But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so I run 3 Cyber Harpie Ladies. Really good card. I mean, a lot stronger than the original normal Harpie Lady. Um, 1800 attack beater, and basically her effect is she's treated as a Harpie Lady. So technically we have 3 Harpie Ladies. Next, 3 Harpie Queens. Really good card. I like her. I run 3 of her only because of her ability. Basically, you discard 1 and you add 1 Harpie's Hunting Ground from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And not only that, but while she's on the field or in the graveyard, she's treated as a Harpie Lady. So technically, we have 6 Harpie Ladies now, which is legal in tournament ruling and everything. Next, 3 Harpie Chandlers. I love this card. Absolutely love this card. Okay, so basically Harpie Chandler is you discard 1 card and you get a special summon 1 Harpie monster card from your deck besides Harpie Chandler in face-up defense position. If there's a dragon on the field, she automatically becomes a level 7. And when she's on the field or in the graveyard, she's considered a Harpie Lady. So technically we have 9 Harpie Ladies now in our deck, which is tournament legal. I love using her ability to special summon Harpie's pet dragon, because now you have a dragon on the field, she becomes a level 7. You can use both of them to overlay into Big Eye or something, you know? But I absolutely love Harpie Chandler. I wish you could have more of her in the deck, but unfortunately the limit is 3. But yes, love this card. People that run 2, I highly suggest moving it up to 3. You need to run 3 of these in your deck. Next, Harpie Sisters. Good card. I mean, you can only special summon it through Elegant Egotist, which is not bad. But I just find it kind of funny going back, looking at when Yu-Gi-Oh! First came out, how some of the attack and defense was back then. And I mean, 1950, I don't know. I find it kind of funny, bringing back old memories from older cards and everything. But good card. I'd only run 2 in this deck, though, instead of 3 or 1. Next, Harpie's Baby Dragon. No, 2. I'm sorry about that. 2 of them only because, I mean, they have a good ability. They actually have 3 of them. It all depends on how many Harpie Ladies you have on the field. If you have 1, your opponent cannot attack any other monster besides Harpie's Baby Pet Dragon. If you have 2, the original attack and defense of this card becomes double. If you have 3, you could destroy 1 card your opponent controls on the field, so it could be spell, trap, monster, anything. So really good card. I like it. I only run 2. Sorry for the mistake, but yeah. Next, Harpie's Pet Dragon. I only run 1, only because 1, they're hard to find, 2, they're expensive. Good effect. Whenever, however many Harpie Ladies you have on the field, this card gains 300 for each. Like I said, easiest way to bring him out is through Harpie Chandler without sacrificing. You get a special summon him, face up defense. Immediately, Harpie Chandler becomes a level 7. You could overlay into Big Eye. Boom. Pretty good card. Really like it, and it pairs well with Chandler. Next, 2 Elector Sarvina Birds. Good card. I'd see people running 1, but you really just need 2. You don't need 3. 1's kind of cheesy, or 2 like not enough. Basically, his effect is you can only special summon him if your opponent controls 2 or more of the same attribute monsters on the field. And then he could also negate the effect of, I believe, a monster once or the turn that he's summoned. And the only downside to him is you can only have 1 of him on the field at a time. But I mean, you could, if you have him and Harpie Lady Sisters, you could overlay into Photon Strike Bouncer, Gaia, the Dragon Thunder Charger. So just different things, but pretty good card. I mean, 2400 attack power, not too bad. Gives it a little muscle to the deck. Next, 2 Hunter Owls. Pretty good card. I mean, it gains 500 attack for every wind monster on the field, and as long as you have 1 wind type monster on the field, besides Hunter Owl, you could your opponent can't attack him. So pretty good. Let's go with 2 flying Kamakiri #1s. Not really needed in the deck, but I like it only because one, it's a wind type, which the main deck is completely composed of wind monsters. I mean, it's not a bad ability too. When it's defeated by battle, you can special summon one monster from your deck, one wind type monster from your deck with 1500 attack power or less, as long as it's a level 4 too, level 4 or lower in face up attack position. So not too bad, but I mean, like I said, I mostly use them for discarding. The spells, I run 2 Harpie's Hunting Ground. I used to run 3. The reason why I narrowed it down to 2 is because this card, unlike most field cards, this card forces you to destroy a spell or trap card on the field. You can only do it when you normal summon or special summon a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sister. And you get 200 attack and defense boost. Basically, the best advice I could give you for this card is to lay your backfield, summon, and then activate this card. Because if it's your first turn and you lay your backfield, play this, and then summon a Harpie Lady, you're basically destroying your own backfield if it's the first turn. So it's kind of ridiculous. Like I said, I used to run 3, now I run 2, but it's still a pretty good card. I mean, if this is on the field, you summon a Harpie Lady, you could still destroy your opponent's backfield. So not too bad. Next, 3 Elegant Egotists. Good card for summoning Harpie Sisters or Harpie Lady. Not too bad. 2 Hysteric Signs. I really like this card. When you activate this card, you get to bring 1 Elegant Egotist from your graveyard or deck and put it in your hand. And also, when this card is destroyed, at the end of the turn that this card was destroyed, you get to add 3 Harpie cards from your deck to your hand. So pretty good. I mean, you could add anything as long as it has Harpie in the name. So pretty good card. Next, 1 Heavy Storm. And then I also run 1 MST. The reason why I took out one of my Harpie's Hunting Ground was for Mystical Space. Because I realized, if I don't have the field spell, I'm basically searching for this card to destroy my opponent's backfield or something. So now I have a little bit better of a chance of destroying their backfield with just these 2 cards. In the side deck, I actually have 2 more of these, so you could always side it out if you want. But yes, I run 1 MST and 1 Heavy. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn, staples. The traps, 2 Hysteric Parties. As you've seen in my previous video, I run Madolches, they're my main deck. This is basically a Madolche Palooza, but for Harpies. This card, basically you discard 1 card, and you get a special summon as many Harpie Lady cards as you can from your graveyard, and they get to stay on the field until this card is destroyed, and since it's continuous, it's pretty good. It's just like Madolche Palooza. The only difference is Palooza is at the end of the turn, whatever monsters came out from Palooza return back to the deck. So this is a little bit better than Palooza, but it's just as good and almost the same in every way. Next, 2 Torrential Tributes. 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. 1 Mirror Force. 1 Solemn Warning. In this deck, I found Solemn Warning to be a little bit better, but in the side deck, I do have Solemn Judgment, so if you ever want to side out 1 card for Solemn Judgment, so this way you could have a Solemn Brigade, you can. And 1 Icarus Attack. That's it for the main deck. Now let's move on to the extra deck. The extra deck, I have 3 Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragons. This card just came out in Tachyon. Really good card. Besides Harpie Chandler, I love this card too. Basically, it's kind of like a Shockmaster where you have to have 3 materials attached to it, but this is 3 level 4 wind monsters. And basically, this card is, you don't detach until the end of your turn, but once you do, before that, you get to directly attack your opponent with 2,000 attack points, which is really good. So let's say, your opponent can't do anything for 3 turns, that's 6,000 life of their life points gone. Really good card. Really love it. I see people running 2, but I'd really highly recommend running 3 in this deck build. Next, 2 Lightning Chidoris. Really good card. It's another wind monster. It comes in handy in a tight situation. Like it. I see a lot of people running 3. I prefer 2 in this, just so I could have a more of a variety of cards in my extra deck. 2 Ice Beast Zero Fang. Good card. It just also came out in Tachyon. I see people running 1 in Harpie Ladies decks. I'd recommend 2, only because I like the ability. And I mean, it's pretty good card. That's all. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's a pretty good card. It's up to everyone else. It's their own opinions, but I like running 2. Next, 1 number 39 Utopia. 1 Queen Dragoon the Dingeon. Good card, especially for our dragons. So really good card. Like it. 1 Gemnite Pearl. Originally, I was gonna put a Kachikochi Dragon in here in replacement of this, but a little bit hard to find him and a little bit of it expensive too. But this is just in case of an emergency. You need to overlay real quick, and you need a 2600 attack beater. So it's just in case of an emergency. It's not needed really, so you could sub it out for whatever you want. 1 Shockmaster. 2 Photon Strike Bouncers. Really good card. Like it. It pairs well with Elector and Harpie Lady Sisters. I mean, you could get overlay into him, and then I love his ability where you could do 1,000 damage. So let's say you have him out and you have Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. There's 3,000 direct life point damage. So really good card. Really like him. Next, 1 Gaia the Thunder Dragon Charger. Pretty good card. And last card is 1 number 11 Big Eye. I know this card's really hard to find, rare, and really expensive. I got lucky and pulled it out of a pack, so I kind of dodged a bullet on that one. But easiest way to bring him out, like I said, Harpie Chandler ability, bring out Harpie's Pet Dragon. Dragon automatically makes Chandler level 7. Boom. You could get really lucky with this card and bring him out on your first turn if you wanted to. It's really good combo, and I'd highly recommend getting this card if you don't already have it. But there's no rush on it. Like I said, really hard to find, really expensive. So that's why I only run 1. That's pretty much it. And I'll go into the side deck real quick. I would say running 2 Mystical Fairy Elphorias, 3 Ghost Fairy Elphobias, 2 Effect Veilers, 1 Harpie's Pet Dragon if you could find it and if you have the money for it, 2 MSTs, 3 Swallow's Nest, 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Solemn Judgment. So that's my Harpie Lady deck for 2013. Hope you guys like it. Please like, subscribe, and leave comments. Also, I've been receiving some messages why I don't do top tier decks, like why don't I make videos on those. Only reason being, they're really expensive, and I don't have the money to spend on those decks. So if you want, I'll make some more videos on Dueling Network, and I'll show you my deck builds for top tier decks. Other than that, please like, subscribe, and leave some interesting comments and some helpful messages. Alright guys, see ya.